works. Shaitan works in steps with us. He doesn't come to you and tell you as a believer, disbelieve in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you say, okay. Because he knows you're not going to say okay. But he's smarter than that. So he works in steps. With God, and where does Shaitan want to start? One of the ways, if you want to get someone, you want to be able to shoot someone. But they're wearing a bulletproof vest. How are you going to get to that person? You have to make them take off their vest first, right? So Shaitan, the first thing he needs to do is make us take off our vest. Make us remove the salah. Then now it's much easier. Now it's like open fire, right? So Shaitan will, maybe if you're very strict on your salah, he won't come and say, just miss salah altogether. But maybe he'll say, delay it. And that's the first step is delay it. And when I say delay it, I mean even within the time. So salah has a interval, right? It starts at, say, 1 and it goes till 3:30, 4. Okay, so there's an interval. You can either pray right at the beginning of the time, or you can pray in the middle of the time, you can pray at the end of the time. Well, the first thing that he wants you to do is push it as much as possible. Procrastinate it as much as possible. You don't need to pray now, you have plenty of time. Right? We all get that waswasa, right? That whisper, do this thing first and then pray. Procrastinating the salah is the first step. And what happens with this also is realize that the benefit and the reward and how much you actually benefit from the salah and how much khushu'ah you have in the salah, how much really concentration and focus and humility you have in the salah is not the same at the beginning of the time, at the middle of the time, and at the end of the time. They're not the same. That you benefit more and you get more out of it when you pray earlier in the time. So the first thing he'll try to do, push it to the end. Push it to the middle first. Do this thing first, but you're still going to pray, but you're going to do this thing first. Now, all of a sudden, you're not as focused. Right? Then, once you're there, oh, just push it a little bit more. Do this other thing. Why do you have, or if you're going somewhere, just pray when you get there, or instead of praying before you leave, or whatever it is. Until eventually, you're praying right before, you're still praying within the time, but it's in the last few minutes. Now, salah is just something you're trying to get rid of. I mean, just trying to finish. It becomes a task. It becomes a burden that you just need to do. Because you've pushed it till the end. You guys know what I'm saying. When you pray at the very end, it's just something that's like a heavy burden that you just have to finish, right? And if there's no, really khushu'ah is out the window, usually. You're just quickly finishing it, and it's not something you're enjoying, it's not something you're wanting to do, but something you just have to finish. And actually, one of the characteristics that we're taught of the hypocrites is this. One is that they're lazy to get up for salah. And one is that they leave the salah till the very end. These are signs of hypocrites. So we want to avoid this. And this is how, this is again, the first step. Know for sure that when you do that, you will eventually even pray it outside of the time. Because that's what happens. You push it all the way till the end until something comes up. Sometimes emergency comes up, right? Oh, no, I have to take care of this thing right now. Then the time is gone. And that's how Shaitan works. Yeah? So what you need to do is rush to the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those people who rush to the worship of Allah are not the same as those who lag behind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, وَالسَّابِقُونَ السَّابِقُونَ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُقَرَّبُونَ. That the as-sabiqun are it's like a race. The people who are racing to be in the front, those are the ones who are going to be closest to Allah. They're not the same as those who lag behind. So when you're trying, and what's interesting is when it comes to dunya, we're all racing. Nobody's I'm okay with just making the minimum amount of money. We're all trying to maximize the amount of money we're making. We're all trying to maximize how beautiful we are. We're all trying to maximize how many friends we have and how big our house is and how nice our car is and our status. These are all things we're not just we're running, we're racing. These are the things we compete in. When it comes to ibadah though, it's it's alright. I'll just be at the bottom of Jannah. It's okay. We're not looking to race. And with salah and with ibadah, we're not looking to race.